Guts is considered to be a pretty chat protagonist, due to the fact that a good number of female characters in Berserk gravitate towards him. Not in the same way as Griffith though, where aesthetically women are infatuated with his abnormal good looks. More so in Guts' case, it's his character, being headstrong, fearless, stoic, and his superhuman ability to endure hardship that unexpectedly would win the ladies' hearts. It's initially why he and Casca became an item, why Farnese and Shirke childishly won his affection as well. While it makes sense why those ladies are enamored with Guts, there's a fourth unlikely persona who obsesses over him, Slan. Now you would think that a Godhand member would be above such trivial desires that mortals cling to. In a sense, that is the case because Slan doesn't necessarily want Guts the same way that the other ladies do. Matter of fact, she doesn't even want Guts as a man because technically she's just addicted to his emotions. So let's dive deeper. Yo. Now, why would I say such a thing? Although a Godhand member, Slan is still a woman after all, and we know women want the affection of a desired man. This is the case from a mortal's perspective, but as for an ethereal being, that wouldn't suffice. The Godhand each represent the idea of evil, and thus, how religion and Berserk reflect ours in the real world, each member will personify an aspect of the idea of evil. Same as the homunculus in Full Metal would represent the 7 deadly sins. In short, if each member is representing a sin, then Slan most definitely is lust. Due to the fact that her personality is very sexual in nature, and to many humans she is seen as this goddess of flame, this sort of deity worshipped during occult and ceremonial orgies. I'll save the personification of the other members for another video. Back to the topic. Slan's estranged obsession with Guts and why I say that she is attracted to his emotions. Now, what is the definition of emotion? Without even reading the textbook definition, we already know that our boy Guts is one of the most emotional people in all of fiction. But let's see what the textbook states. A conscious mental reaction, such as anger or fear, subjectively experienced as strong feeling usually directed toward a specific object and typically accompanied by physiological and behavioral changes in the body. Now tell me you didn't envision Guts while reading that. But again, why is she attracted to his emotions? We need to look at some examples portrayed by Guts himself. Like in the definition, we have anger, fear, and adding on to those, we can say sadness, pain, content, shock, etc. As the definition states, these are mental reactions that are typically accompanied by physiological and behavioral changes in the body. So basically, these mental reactions trigger signals stemming from the brain throughout the nervous system in order for the body to move accordingly. In order for the body to move, it requires energy. So in other words, we can define emotion as energy and motion. Therefore, Slan is attracted to Guts' energy when he is overwhelmed with emotion. And like a succubus, she is feeding off his life essence, bringing her to a state of ecstasy. This is why during the eclipse when Femto took advantage of Casca in front of Guts, she found it to be touching and beautiful in a perverted way. Thus, she continues to be infatuated with Guts because he survived the eclipse and therefore became a struggler. And in that state of struggling comes various pent-up emotions building because to struggle is to make forceful or violent efforts to get free of restraint or constriction. So when they reunite in the Qliphoth, it's only right that she revels in the moment, especially in the presence of two strugglers, Guts and the Skull Knight. It's even more telling when Guts impales her with his sword that she moans in ecstasy. This awkward dynamic between Slan and Guts has always fascinated me. It wasn't until I decided to dive into this topic that I made the correlation of how she was attracted to his emotions and not necessarily Guts in general. What are your thoughts on Slan's obsession with Guts and even the Skull Knight? What did you think of my interpretation in this video? Whether it made sense to you or you completely disagree. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this video to your liking, and subscribe to the channel for future Berserk content. Check out the link to the Berserk playlist in the description in the first comment pinned to the top. As always, you know the vibes. It's Kaizoku Sleven. Appreciate you.